Hey family, it's March 21st, day 34 of our 40-day social media fast. And we're 6 days away from the first performance of the Journey to Redemption. Man, how exciting is that? I'm so ready to be able to put all this together and get it on the platform for folks to see and to watch as lives are changed through this thing. That's really what this social media fast is all about, is centering ourselves and getting ourselves in position so that God can really, really use us in this journey to redemption. You know, social media can wear us out. Can I get an amen for that? Looking through all the posts that are put up and the news of the day and the troubles that people have that we tend to sometimes make our own. Psalm 46 verse 10 gives us an invitation to be still and know that I'm God. I'll be exalted among the nations. I'll be exalted in the earth. In today's devotion, we're talking about rest. For some, rest seems to simply be unattainable. Schedules we have to keep, for some parents, getting kids to and from activities and working in church and working in things from work and all the stuff that we have to manage in our lives keeps us in constant movement. And we fail sometimes to see that rest is really important. Ministry can actually even be very draining and not offer us any place of rest. We can be so busy that we neglect the very one who calls us to rest. The author of our devotional book, Wendy Speak, says that she talks about the Sabbath day. And if you haven't purchased that book or haven't been following along with that book, I not only encourage you to get it and read through it, but also do yourself a study on the Sabbath, because there's so many things about the Sabbath that it just shouts about Jesus. So, but in the devotion that she wrote about how that Jesus observed the Sabbath from sundown. I'm sorry, not Jesus, but Jews. I'm sure he did too, because he was Jewish. But the Jews observed the Sabbath from sundown on Friday to sundown Saturday night. And they would greet one another with the words, and this is Pastor Joey's favorite phrase, Shabbat Shalom, which translates to Sabbath peace. So they would be greeting each other with the words of, may this Sabbath that you're experiencing bring you peace. May the rest that you're in comfort you, bring peace. God in creation rested on the seventh day. We know that to be what we consider the Sabbath. It wasn't because he was tired. It was because he wanted to establish the principle of a Sabbath day of rest for his people. The various elements of the Sabbath observance symbolize the coming of the Messiah, who would provide permanent rest for his people. What I challenge you today to do is to do a good study on this observance of the Sabbath and see how Jesus becomes the fruition, becomes the what we see in the Old Testament is a shadow, but he becomes the substance of that Sabbath. Jesus himself then, once he came to earth and was involved in ministry, he gave an invitation to us, gave an invitation to Christ's followers to the Sabbath. And I'm going to read that invitation to you in Matthew chapter 11, verses 28 and 29 from the Message translation. Here's Jesus' words. Are you tired, worn out, burned out on religion? Come to me. Get away with me and you'll recover your life. I'll show you how to take a real rest. Walk with me and work with me. Watch how I do it. Learn the unforced rhythms of grace. I won't lay anything heavy or ill-fitting on you. Keep company with me and you'll learn to live life freely and lightly. So as we put down social media and the burdens that it can sometimes place on you, I encourage you today, rest in Jesus and enjoy the rest of your week.